hello. I need some hobby fuel. Where are we going? Why is that not moving? I'll do. Greetings and yeah, greetings and salutations. It's Wednesday Night Warlord, and as you can see, I've got some little Mechanicum dudes. There's a knight there. Ignore him. I've not started on him. So these are the Triaris that I started last week. Here you go. The little transport tanks for the Mechanicum with their little ramming shenanigans. So in the battle group box set, you get 4 of them. Nice. You also get Thanatars. There you go. So we had the ones with the plasma mortars, and we had the one with the Solex las cannon and the grav weapon, grav puncher. I can't remember the name of it. It involves smashing things with gravitational weaponry. You get 4 of these, and you get 4 of these, which is also nice. This is the majority, well, I say majority of a sprue. We've still got 25 Ardusaculus. I can never pronounce it, but they're like the thralls. There you go, they're the thralls. So we've got 25 of them on the sprue. We still have one Archmagos Prime. And we have his rider. It's strange. Oh, that's the one off the other one. Yeah, so you get one, which I can't remember the name of it now. It's the little thing you go, conveyance thingy. There you go. It does have an official name, which abeyant. It is an abeyant. That's what the hell it is. So I painted these yesterday. Gone very, very simple scheme, apart from obviously the Myrmidons, which were their red robes. I'm going to do some little bit more, like I'll do some gold on the plates, I think, just to jazz them up, make them look a little bit standoutish. And you got the phalanx there. Little phalanx with the lightning guns. That's so cute. Each base has 2 with lightning guns and a melter. So that's nice. So on a sprue, you get 4 bases of phalanx. You get 2 bases of Ursarax, which are the close combat jump pack dudes, which is weird because these guys have jump packs and these have bigger jump packs. But, you know, that's the game. Myrmidon wise, you have 2 bases of destructors. So they're the ones with that's a Volkite weapon, and that's a conversion beamer, which just zoom in. Conversion beamer. So they need some little bit more touching up on there as well. But I wanted to get the bases started. And when I got them painted up, and Injun's tech priest with his little friends, servo friends. So I want to paint the armor plates on them a different colour as well. And that's pretty much what we're looking at. So that's happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Warlord. Ooh. Yeah, actually, let's get an abeyant sorted first. I'm using Corvus Black for any sort of pipey bits. This is Corvus Black Air I'm also using as well, so it's a lot less thick than its usual counterpart. Hello Arnold, how are you buddy? Is your stuff turned up yet? I think you have, hasn't it? If I remember correctly. And we're going like this. So you just keep them simple with these because they're so small, although there's a lot of detail on these models. You know, you don't want to find yourself just like putting stuff on just because you're not really going to see it as such. So you get the basics done and then you can always add to them. Yeah, I did a lot. I was inspired by them because I say after the stream the other day when we was building, I was planning to do the 4 tanks, but I can't remember who it was. But someone in chat said, "Oh, can you build Thanatos next?" So I thought, "Oh well, you know, it's a request. I'll go for it." And they were actually quite easy to put together as well, compared to their big brethren. But yeah, once you get going, they are quite straightforward. Obviously, I've still got all the Castellax, the Vorax, and Vulturax to do, and Artilax, and Domitors. So they're the only battle automata I have thus far. I have base coated the other sprue, but I wanted to get one done, so to speak. So come over there, sort of buoyant. I'll give it a little blast of a hairdryer just to speed it on its way. Got my boxes, yes, but not started building it. That's fair. The traditional mix. Just make sure it is on a 25mm. Should be. It is. That's quite interesting. Hello again. Neck looks great. Thank you very much. How are you, buddy? You alright? Are you hobbying tonight? Just passing through. Right, booby shaker. This is 10 bits, which I've managed to retain a pot from way back when. Because we want it looking ye oldie. Nice. Still got to decide on colour scheme. Has to be traitor, thick and grey with white bits. How know any Forge Worlds that has that scheme? Not necessarily grey. White bits, I think Riser, but they're loyalist. It really depends on sort of. So if you're going Mortis, you can still go with Martian scheme. To be fair, so you can still, because this is a Martian scheme, because I'm doing mine as a Martian Tagmata slash, because they're still the same colours when they're on Terra during the siege. So yeah, but grey. I think there was one that was, but again, it was all the ones you know of loyalist ones. I'm going to have a look in the book. I don't remember. I said I briefly. I was looking up the little story bits. So I don't know if there's much. So there is actually a Tagmata that was at Magma City. So they would have been there with Mortis. And that's the scheme there. So it's grey with more of a gold on like bits. But it's a very dark grey. It's probably going to be like more like Korax with a little bit of highlighting. But they are the Demilegio Admonitus. So there's them. I don't think there's like much to the pictures. There might be something at the back. Hold on. So you do have obviously these guys from the picture that they've published. Well, I think this picture has been published with all the little spider dudes alongside some Mortis. But there's that colour scheme again with a Thanatar. So that black with gold. So very sort of like Black Legion really look. But there's not a lot of pictures. I thought it was like oh yeah. But they're Martian units again. So they're all the ones that you see in the box art and stuff. Like that coloration. Hey chaps, Project 617 is going swimmingly. Nice. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear about swimmingly stuff. Alright, let's get these started. Oh yeah, no, we've got to do them first. So I'm going to actually use tin bits as well on these bits and then give them a bit of a dry brush with something else just to line up the ridges. To be fully unveiled on November the 11th. Ooh. That's Monday. Will that be on your social medias, I take it? And don't forget to tag me so I can go straight to it when you do post it. I shall. Excellent. Thank you very much. Boob checker. I have to say, with the Phalax and Ursarax, they go together really well. They're a two-piece kit or model, each one, but you got basically all the legs to do all of them. So we can just mix and match. It's all lovely jubbly. Hey, Master Mouse. Greetings to you too. Yeah, currently it's adding a little bit of bling to Archmagos, his ride. What are you working on, buddy? Thanks for checking them out. Just wanted something different. That's fair. Working on cleaning the new gun for my Warhound. The Plasma Blast gun and Volcano Mega Bolter were finally in stock at Warhammer World last weekend, so I grabbed some while I was at the charity rally. Oh, you was up there, was you? I know there was a few people I know was up there. Obviously, Dave from Mini Wargaming. And Daz Osborne, wasn't it? He'd come over that weekend, and Tarot Model Maker. Good old James and Quipster. Alex, he was up there. And obviously Lady Kane, she was there, and Nerdcore, Alec. I don't think there was anyone else I saw on the thing. I saw them, but regretted not saying hello. Dude, always do it. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everyone will just like go, "Hey, dude," you know, even if you just say hi, like your work. But say most of those guys are super approachable anyway, and that you don't want to be kicking yourself, especially if you're painting. But yeah, no, they say that they are like always be respectful whenever you're meeting sort of like, you know, the higher ups. I still am, you know. I although I'm a bit sort of bolshy when I'm in and around those sort of people anyway. I would still like stand back and wait to approach, and just say like, "Hi, how are you?" You know, just hit and run. You know, if they want to talk, they talk. If they don't, they don't. So I treat people how I'd like to be treated. Just running, and then run away again. You plan on playing any tournaments for Legions Imperialis? I'm just really trying to get them all done first. It sounds weird, but I like the construction element of making armies. And then once I've got an army, I've got options, and I like having options. So we know, well, I've already got, see, my Emperor's Children and Imperial Fists for my Astartes, and now we've got my Mechanicum for my badass Mechanicum force that I'm doing. Obviously, when the other little tanks come out, I'm going to need to get some of them. Yeah, but I love my Phalax, I love my Myrmidons, I love my Thanators. I love my Archmagos Primes in their prime, because they are, I say, they were my first official army, was Mechanicum, using the Legio Reductor list. I've got to meet Mini Wargamer Dave and had a good chat. Nice. The patience of a yeah, and he had so many people approaching him. A great chap, and very happy to be there. He is lovely. It's Dave. I kind of like, this past week has been really mental, like work wise and everything. And I know he was doing a few like stop off tours of places like Element Games up in Stockport and a few other places. And I wanted to get hold of, like, I knew people that may have been going to them, and what I wanted them to do was basically, I would have given them, like, you know, transfer them a couple of quid. I wanted them to take up some Roundtree gummy bears sort of thing, because when he first met me in the flesh at Wayland Games back in February, and I was playing Dystopian Wars with Injun Phil, and but at the time when he met me, I wasn't playing games. I was literally standing by the cash desk, just standing there, like, just observing him. I didn't go towards. He came to me because he sort of like looked over. He's sort of like, "Hi," and I went, "Hi," like that. And he's walked back, and he's just like, he's turned his head round, like, curious. It's like, this is a weird dude. Why is he not like going rah or whatever? And then he came over to me and just started talking and stuff. I say, like, you know, talking about like Space Marines and, you know, things as you do. So like, oh yeah, what Space Marine Legion would you be, sort of thing. And I said I wouldn't. I'd be a Titan Princeps, because I'm in the belief, if I'm going to war, I want to be dry, I want to be comfortable, and I want to be able to have a coffee at an instant's notice whilst obliterating the enemy with plasma screamy death. He quite liked that. And then he like kept on sort of like coming over, hanging out, and he was watching us play the game, and I was using little gummy bears to represent admirals on our flagships. so yeah, he had the Russian bear, I had a Scandinavian bear on our flagships, and then we also used some gummy bears to represent objectives. So when we captured the objectives, you beat the gummy bear. And I was using Maltesers to represent mines. So, and then, yeah, just again, got talking, and obviously mentioning, so like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, it's mostly Titans. Yeah, this is something I do for Wayland, but it's mostly, I'm most known for my Titan collection, because I've quite a lot. And then I showed him a video, and he just went, "Dude, you gotta send me that." And then it was really nice. And after about an hour or two, sort of thing, he just like went to us and like, "Dude, this is going to sound weird, but like, I feel like I've known you for years. I feel like you're like a brother." I went, "I feel the same way too." It was a beautiful moment. But yeah, no, he's absolutely adorable and so enthusiastic, and like 100 miles an hour all the time. Like, so he's He's definitely a personality, and he's so like, you know, interested in everything. You know, he has like all these questions coming in and he'll ask you, and it's nice to be engaged by somebody within the community, because you do get some people that are a little bit like, not in a horrible way, but obviously it may not be their sort of social space that they're used to, you know, and having people come out to them. Like I've been sort of caught out once where somebody goes, "Hey, you're that dude," and I go, "Yeah, what have I done?" sort of thing. But you know, as I say, normally if you just be yourself, you know, they don't sort of like not be yourself, because then that's weird. But be yourself and just like, you know, think of how you would want to be treated in that situation, and just treat them like they are normal people. It's the same for like when you meet sort of like superstars and like, yeah, they might be like, you know, footballers. Yeah, they might be really great with the football, but they do like, you know, eating curry and, you know, drinking, going out, and you know, they watch TV, they play computer games, and you know, they are normal people for the most part. And if you treat them like that, they're probably like engage with you a bit more, because you're not being so, oh, I think you're amazing. You know, just be yourself, be natural. It's the only way. It's the only way. Right, let's do some bases. Hey, Edvin. How are you, buddy? Are we hobbying tonight? If not, why not? How's things over in Sweden? There's just a lot of little bases we're doing tonight. I am building Zarm Mayday at the moment. Ooh, that sounds pretty awesome. Will you be posting up pictures later on your social medias for perusement? I was obviously with my Gundam stuff. I saw some pictures today on Twitter. It's like, oh my god! Some people have just done some like amazing work for their Gundam builds for the World Championship. I said I had no illusions that I wasn't going to win, and I still don't. But it's just taking part, really. Get an idea, get a feel for doing something like this. But there's some crazy good stuff out there. That will end up like that. Oh yeah. I spoke to an event organizer and we're going to get some Titans there next year. Going to be working flat out on my Warlord and Warhound now, ready for next year. Well, you have to do it really. It's the rules. Get a Titan, build a Titan. Well, need to step up my social media thingy. You do. Tacticae Imperialis, greetings and salutations. Just finished basing my White Scars. Mechanicum up next. Nice. And White Scars are really awesome. I love the scheme. It's still a bit scary for me with white. I've only just gotten the hang of using, yellow. White's another thing. I've got like white inks and stuff like that, but I still struggle to get consistent. And I normally like going with darker base colours anyway, so it's a little bit, I like to work with stuff that I'm comfortable with, because then I don't have to think, And white, getting that lovely smooth finish. I've got like airbrush and all that jazz, but it's getting it out. Trying to keep my workspace sort of clean and tidy. He says, as you can see, it's a complete fucking mess right now. I cheat a bit and use an airbrush for them. Like, yeah, you kind of have to, really, don't you? Tell me a flat white. So I've had loads of people saying about using like the white inks, like the Liquitex white inks. It is like just white water. It's so like runny, but if you're putting that through, it's got a lot of pigment. So if you're putting it through an airbrush, that will probably do quite a good job for you. But yeah, Tamiya airbrush paints are really good anyway. So I have used them in the past. My airbrush regulator just shit the bed. Hey, hello Phil. How are you, buddy? It's not the Phil I was talking about a minute ago. This is another Phil. There's more than one, I have you know. Yeah, airbrushes, they're a bastard. Haven't tried inks, but I can see how it might work. Yeah, as I say, it's different medium compared to like acrylics and stuff. But, it does the job. But an airbrush would be really the go-to option for it. So I'm just brushing off the excess with my little... I buy those packs of brushes and you get one random brush like that, and I think I'll just use that as a little broom. This is a worktop broom. And it's really, really quite helpful. No? Give me a little... You can see at the bottom there, just brushing my line of sandy coke. And that will go back into the pot. Let's say open said pot. As I say, as I'm brushing, like sweeping the surface, if there was any little bits and all that from kits and that goes in the pot as well for when doing all these bases. What are you working on, Phil? I need to find a good honeycomb stencil for my Ignite scheme. A few on Etsy, but no reviews. My ones I got from Anarchy Models years ago, obviously for AT scale. I think they do bigger ones as well, so if you have got the larger scale Titans, then you should be alright as well. Sorry about that. Anarchy Models, a UK-based company. They do loads of different like airbrush stencils and that. So zigzags and all sorts. Check them out, yeah. And so airbrush, so that's what you really do need an airbrush for, stencils. So much easier to do those really interesting designs and schemes with the use of an airbrush, unless you've got Phil's one, which has shit the bed. How you been keeping, Phil? You alright? I airbrushed Bone Ripper while Airs were pissing appearing every junction. So that's some sort of like Orc level painting. Everything's on fire, but you still go for it. Forge, who would be best of contacting about putting on a potential small Titan walk at Warhammer World Rally Point next year? Well, I can always take it forward for you when speak, because obviously I'm part of the admin team anyway. So like normally with a Titan walk, like for us, I know that the guys up at Warhammer World would love to have us up there, because we've been speaking to them for the last 4 or 5 years about doing a Titan walk up there. But it's the logistics of it more than the fact that we take up a lot of space. So that's the biggest issue, because they want people down there for gaming and going in to buy stuff. And also like the gaming floor isn't exactly the most levelist of areas. But yeah, it is something that we've wanted to do. But as I said, it's whether or not they'll let us do. Like, we've had not so much as a Titan walk. Back in 2019, they were doing, in the August part of the school holidays, they were doing weekends where you said, like, this weekend bring down this, that and the other. And the last weekend of the month, or the weekend before last, I think it was the weekend before last, they wanted super heavies, because they knew that some of us would be turning up with Titan. So we did, and I also organised the Tyrannus Owners Club to turn up to do one of our musters, and that's where we set the record for most nights in one place at one time, which was 305, and they were all House Tyrannus. There was even one that was a Chaos House Tyrannus, which they snuck in. Well, a couple of people knew, but they weren't going to tell until after photographs and all that sort of stuff. So we killed it. Because we also did a little night joust, for everyone to participate. It was like a simple dice rolling setup that I'd organised and that, and we were doing to see who was like the champion of the house, basically. So everyone was like bringing their favourite knight. Everyone was at even kill, so you could have an armor go up against a lancer and still defeat it. It wasn't sort of like, because it's only a piece of fun, it was only there for everyone to do something, and whoever won got a certificate stating that they were the household champion, basically. And my friend, because it ended in a three-way bout, so it was myself, the Chaos Knight, and my friend Scott. And because I was participating, I couldn't do the dice, but Benjamin Greaves, who was also one of the founding members of the house, of the Tyrannus Owners Club, he took over control of this three-way battle, and Scott was triumphant in the end. So, and because we haven't had a lot of walks since because of COVID and everything, he's been the reigning champion of the house for 5 years. So not bad going. So do you are you part of the organisation for the Rally Point? I've actually got a certificate from the first. Well, we went down there a year or two earlier, I think. It might have been the year before. And I believe it was either Games Workshop Glasgow or Games Workshop Manchester Metro had set a sort of a record of the most nights in store. So we were going down to Warhammer World, and we were trying to get the most night, beat that record. We were 10 shy because one person wasn't the trains were cancelled or something like that, and he couldn't get down there. So he had 10 nights. And although, we did have nights on site from another member who works for Warhammer World, and he said, you can use my nights if, I'm not available at 10 that day, because he had I think it was a wedding or something. But he said, my nights are there, and they can get them from this office and put them out there. But because the other guy couldn't make it, there was no point in getting them out, because we wouldn't have made beat the target, because the 10 would have took us to the same, and he had 5, so there was no point of going 105. It's still short of the record, but so we just done the 100, but it was the 100 from one household present. That was the thing, because all these other nights were just random households. It's more impressive having one night house represented. And I'll be honest with you, we had that out on a table and like Warhammer community came down to take some pictures and stuff, which they're the ones that I've seen a lot of the time, as well as the second lot, which was the 305. But the 100, we was on the gaming tables, and we took over like about 3 or 4 in total, but we took up with all the knights about 2, and standing in front of them was impressive. Standing behind them as if you are in charge and going, "This is my army," was actually really kind of special. Because you're standing there going, "Whoa, I am a warlord of a vast host." So that was pretty cool. You couldn't do that with the 305 because they were against the wall, because we was on the outskirts, because there was a Throne of Skulls competition going on. Although we did sort of have a look at all the points that we had in Knights and Titans, we could basically have defeated all the players, because everyone was at like 1700, 1750 or something like that. And there were 60 odd players. And when you added it all up, the points total were fairly close. But when you couple in the fact that the Titans, at least, you know, volcano cannons with apocalyptic templates, you know, you are ridding vast swathes of enemy at a go. So yeah, you don't want to be going up against that much Titan. There'll be people out there going, "Oh, I'll take them on," but you just don't understand what a Titan can do. You know, if you're like doing a game and you're set out to fight a Titan and go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to teleport this, I'm going to have thunder hammers and all that sort of stuff," they're not the easiest things to kill. Can be done, but if you're looking at 2 armies face to face, Titans have reach for one, so we're shooting them before they're in anywhere near close combat or shooting range. And then you've got all the knights running around. Oof, better charge back in a bit, hopefully. Well, I hope to see you soon, dude. I'm not admin, but I could put you in contact with the organisers if that's best. Yeah, obviously we've got like the Titans Owners Clubs do have presence on Instagram, so you can obviously message them via that, or the Titan Owners Club blog. So there's also the Titans Owner Club Facebook page. So there's lots of ways of getting in contact. You can just say like you've spoken to me, yeah, or you can send them my way and I can pass it through and everything. But you have to bear in mind, obviously, with the Titans Owners Club, you know, all the members they live all over the place, sort of thing. So it depends on if we make it an actual walk. If we had the ability, you know, and permission to walk at Warhammer World, that's the main thing, and that's the harder part, is getting the permission, because they need to clear space for us to actually do a Titan walk. Although, as I said, I know a lot of the guys in the like the Warhammer World like gaming hall and all that sort of thing, they would love a Titan walk to happen. But at the same time, it's like the whole thing with Warhammer Fest. That was 6 weeks we had for that, because certain companies weren't going to attend. They pulled out of attending Warhammer Fest, and one of the guys from the community saw us at Beachhead, and then because of like the pull outs, they thought, well, we got spaces, and someone said, well, hey, I saw these guys down there, and there's lots of people coming over and looking, and you know, a lot of interest and stuff. It looked really cool, and then they reached out to us to walk at Warhammer Fest. So, and if you were there, you saw us. Well, you saw them. I wasn't allowed to go because I was working. But that was quite. That was actually quite stressful because that's, like I say, a Titan walk takes longer than 6 weeks to prep for, because you've also got to get people to participate. We don't get paid to turn up. We get invited because we are putting on an attraction at the end of the day. So even when we done Salute, we still had to buy tickets, you know. And then also we've got to pay for hotels, transportation of Titans and stuff. But they are fun. They are a laugh. And I'm sure that, again, it's all down to what the Rally Point people can, you know, can persuade. Because we will always turn up to things if invited, if it's you know, not getting in the way of one of our other events that we've already got arranged. Now, normally the last event of the year is the Titan Walk itself, the main Titan Walk, which is normally sort of October, because then everyone else is then focusing on Christmas. But yeah, like we can do smaller like scale walks. We wouldn't like a full size walk. We'd use a large swathe. I think next year the Rally Point is going to book the entire hall out. We had 60 people there this year, and even more interested for next year. That's the thing, once it gets out, but if they're booking out the hall, then yeah. As I said, like, you know, it's the case of like, right, you know, it's not that we say no to a lot of walks, but as I say, it's all about logistics for us, and if people get time off and organising. You know, there are a couple of the admin who actually live quite near to Nottingham, or within the city boundaries. There's like one husband and wife team there. They live that way anyway. But it's everyone else, because, like, you know, a lot of the admins, well, senior admins, there's about 5 of us who live. Well, there's 2 that live on the south coast, like Plymouth, Plymouth and Bournemouth way. And then you've got, you know, me in Essex, Injun Phil over in Essex as well. There's a couple in the like Bedfordshire area, so again that's nearer. But as I said, we all work and stuff, and you only get so much free time a year. But yeah, I'm sure we could get something done, you know, as a feature for people to peruse, see Titans up close. the logistics are crazy. Like, if I'm taking just my Titans, that's like the boot and the back seat partially done. I can get two people in the car still, so one in the front seat, one in the back seat because I did that this year. Um, yeah, you know, trying to get it all in there and squared away safely, so you've not got Titans flying around the car. Because yeah, sometimes you have to drive aggressively. Chocolate break. Who doesn't love a Titan up close? Exactly. And there are some beautifully painted Titans within the group as well. Oh, it's a hard one. Probably not the best one to it. It's a crunchy. But yeah, if you want to speak to the organisers and get them to drop me a line on Instagram or something, and then I can take it forward, because that's what we normally do. We normally get, one of us will get approached or something, and then we bring it to the others and discuss. Again, logistics, availability, depending on dates and all that sort of stuff. But you don't like getting Titans out. Everyone loves to see Titans. Yeah, it's been a couple of years for me too. There's also, when you're talking, you've got bits of crunchy and stuff. A tasty little sniplet. Oh. Right. So base colours. Let's get a little bit more onto shoulder pads on these guys. So I'm going to do what I did with the little dudes over here with a bit of tin bits. Um, some of that onto some dudes. Yes, that was quite quite delicious. And for a little bit of softness there with a caramel. Oh, didn't see anything. Hobby fuel, right. Let's put a lid back on that for. Hey, hello, Andy Gizmo. How are you, my friend? I'm good. Hot the point in Mech Warrior Clan where I can run 5 dire wolves, so I'm unstoppable. Yeah, I haven't played that for a week, I don't think. It was trying to think. Literally, I've only got like still got 2 light, no, 3 light, no, 1 light mech, 2 light medium mechs, and 2 medium mechs. Still, so it's still interesting. It was the one where you're going against the Inner Sphere pirate force, and it's the mission where you come up against some behemoth. You go through a lot, and then you come up against the leader, and he's like customized mech that you have no idea what the frick it is, and he then proceeds to violate you in lots of different ways. Hey! Hello, lass. How are you? What a pleasure. Sorry, I was just... I'm dry brushing little dudes on their little dudes. How are you? I see you keep on showing your pictures of your wonderful new Gundam kit. So I'm quite excited for you. We love some Gundam here. There's actually some Gundam just here, right there. Nope, there, right there. Which I think I showed you the picture of them. Hold on a sec. I'm sure that I did. Which obviously, adding Gizmo, you'll be interested. Right. So, oh, it's all gone pear-shaped. Oh, it's all Pete Tong. Oh, I've done it again. So, yeah, there's that. So, I was experimenting with a different base. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it with that or my original pose. But, yeah, I'm playing. Still got a few, about a week to go before I have to send off pictures. So, I'll keep up with that. Well, that's the plan anyway. That's what I'm sticking on. Oh. So cool. The Frankenmech, yes, that's the one. All good, very excited to give it a go. Well, as I mentioned to you when I was speaking to you last, they're just so lovely to put together. It's just like, why haven't I done this before? And, you know, when you're looking at cost as well, you know, like a nice HD kit, you're looking sort of like £15 to £20-ish. Yeah, it depends where you get it from, obviously. I always recommend Rivals Corner for all your Gundam needs. I'm not sponsored. I don't get any kickbacks. He's just really nice person. Is Dennis. And plus, it's cheaper. He does it cheap. Your Gundams. And there's sorry, my brain's just gone. It's just crazy how you can build something and like, okay, right, don't move. Don't stay there. Do not move. Stay. This is the unicorn. This is the mega-sized unicorn. As you can see, it's a bit big. No glue in the construction of this thing. And it's still movable, posable and stuff. It's not as articulated as the smaller ones. It's purely built for size. But you get the guns, you got the thing. It's stuck in this it's destroyer mode, which is the coolest mode of the Gundam Unicorn. That, like, get that, this, okay? This stands the same height as a Forge World Reaver Titan. So that's the, well, out of the original 3 is the middle one. So that's 1.5 feet tall. This cost £100. And it's, you know, I'm keeping it in this pose because it stands on my shelf over there. But it is bonkers big. And for £100, I thought, I'm having that. You know, I'm going to treat myself to a big fucking unicorn because I love the unicorn. So I put him back. And this is its this is the Kshatriya. So this one I actually painted. So I've just hello. Hi there, I am the Kshatriya. It's got wings. So this is from Gundam Unicorn as well. This is the Adversary 2, the Unicorn, and it is. I just loved it from when I first saw it, because it just. And that was £40, and this is it is a HG kit, but because of its size, most people, like most people in the know, apparently, as I read online, consider it to be like a higher level because of the size and the detail on it, because it is a chunky monkey. But as I said, that's a £40 one, but it is mahoosive, which is fair. But all articulated, like you can put the wings all up in positions. You've got like little locks in there, but you can turn locks off, move the wings, spread them out, put them up, and it's just a fucking awesome kit. So, I say once you start getting into them, they are just so cool, because you are constantly going. The whole thing about Gundam is not just collecting like the models; it's also posing. You know, having those like proper anime poses. So you can get the little stands that you can get. Some of them come with. Other ones you just got to buy yourself a little standy bit. And then like you can do that like kung fu kick, flying in to, like, you know, plant their boot in somebody's face sort of pose, or the dynamic sort of like sword arms out to the side. You know, you can literally run wild with them. And obviously with the better, like the RG and the MGs, which are the master grade ones, you've got so much articulation. Like you can, and some of the like the MG ones, I've got two MGs. I've got the Zaku of Char Aznavour from the cartoon, the Red Comet, and that's really posable. You know, it's a very simple mobile suit, but it's posable, and it's like you can move its fingers and stuff. And Anti Gizmo is our resident Gundam expert. He's got more Gundam than anything else, I think. He is a big boy, yes. And the price is, yeah, that's the thing. It's the quality that you get is like the time you spent building it, and I say, like, having them on display, they look fucking cool. You know, especially if you like, well, you know me, I like the mechs. But they do, you know, I sometimes just like look over and goes, you know, I think we'll just tweak it a little bit, and I was like, ooh, and just, oh, that looks much better. You know, I'm going to turn its head. I'm going to do this with its hands. It's, yes, woo party, and just have fun, because they are like a strange sort of like ornament. But there are like places. I know, like Dark Sphere in London. I know obviously you're up there in the wilds where you are, which I'm not revealing anything. No, you'll have to torture me. you know, there are places like Gundam is getting more popular, and Bandai are, as I said to you, I think that they're trying to get more of a presence within the UK, and they're really sort of pushing things to get that into like the into the common hobby space. So you've probably seen Suggs. She's doing an entry for the Gundam Build World Championships along with several other people of note. Let's Make It Orky. She's got, she loves a Gundam, and she was in it before it was popular as well. So that makes her sort of like a veteran stuff. But yeah, say like compared to what we've gone through with like you, because you love your AOS and you're doing into sort of like Mechanicus, because I remember your Mechanicus last time round as well. I love Mechanicus, as you can clearly see. But these things are just, I've been looking at that build and tweaking it and like going around and just like they're like little bonsai trees. You go, I'm going to move its arm here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go way. But yeah, it's so much fun. They are, and especially if you also watch some of the anime as well. You buy into the whole thing. I'm not because you watched the thing on Netflix, the Requiem for Vengeance. Oh, I'm talking for a whole 5 minutes there. I needed to chill my throat. It's all a bit throaty. The Kushria is an awesome suit, a good example of what what a custom from the ground up with a certain pilot in mind can do. Yes, I say like Xeon do have so many like cool looking suits as well. I did pick up a Lefrith as well from Elfrith. I watched the OG Mobile Suit Gundam 2. Gundamo! Gundamo! I loved that. It's not as good as Hosanna. When I used to watch Lass Hammer's Twitch, we'd always go like, sing Hosanna. Yes, but Gundamo, a tune, Gundamo. He's like, I can imagine like a lounge lizard like Tony Bennett, sort of like Dean Martin standing there going, Gundamo. Whoa. As but there is so much, like, I know, like with Warhammer, give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Give me oil in my lamp, I pray. Keep it burning to the break of day. Sing Hosanna. It's when the drum bass kicks in. That's when you really know you're in it. But yeah, it's it's got its own background and all that sort of stuff. And I have not seen. Actually, we've had to deal with a lot of like Warhammer neckbeards and all that sort of business. But you don't seem. I haven't seen them yet within the Gundamo and Gunpla societies. It just seems a lot more chilled and laid back, and if you're passionate about a certain, like with cosplayers, like when you go to like a place and there's cosplayers there, they just get on with it. They do their favourite thing, they make a suit, they turn up, and everyone's like, wow, that's really cool. And it's nice to see somebody's enthusiasm and passion made manifest. And it's it's just a cool little sort of thing to go with. Like, and there's lots of women already in Gunpla, so it's like a more inclusive like hobby in some respects. And that's what I was trying to say earlier on, actually. Yeah. So there are like certain places where they have little communities. There are some rules that have been like fan-made rules for like a little skirmish game. So I think they're also readily available online. I think Gizmo, didn't you link me something once with the rules? But yeah, there's a couple of like rules out there for playing little skirmish games, so you can get like some of that. Oh, what was it? There was a thing that Rick Priestley, I think, was involved in it. Or no, Andy Chambers was involved in it. It was Drop Fleet Commander. That was it. Drop Fleet Commander, and its other things. They had like a little like city in a box. It used to cost like 20 quid, and you had like a little like city map, and you had these little cardboard buildings, which would be pretty cool for that sort of thing. But it's only just like 20 quid. As I said, that was a few years ago. I don't know if they still make it, but it's just doing something like that, a little skirmish, run around, do some dice rolls, and you know, a lot of people just build Gundam for it. Other people like to paint their Gundam. You know, it's everyone's different levels, and you don't have to worry about the oil in your lamp because you're using Gundam power. Yeah, there's some skirmish rules. I have them somewhere. I'll drop them in the Discord. Ah, cheers, dude. Yosh. Dash Cash. Hi, hope you're all well this evening. I'm okay, thank you very much. And how are you? What are you hobbying today? What's on your table? We are just doing some rubbish. I've got a couple of creative ideas for Gunpla. I need to see if I can build one. Lass, you will fly through it. Honestly. They, like, obviously, obviously, he says, most of the instructions are in Japanese, but you don't need Japanese to see the little well thought out instructions. Even on the real complex stuff, you understand. All the little sprues have letters on there. So you go, oh, I need B sprue for that piece, and it's B number 12. Bosh. It's the piece of piss. Especially with, as I said, like the entry level, the HG levels, really straightforward. Is when you start going real grade, master grade sort of thing, they've got more about them to allow you to do the posability and the manipulation of the fingers and hands, wrists, so much articulation. So like, for example, my master grade Zaku, again, one of the iconic looking suits out there, its foot comprised of about 8 or 9 pieces, whereas like the picture I showed you of the 10-pound dude, that's like 3 pieces, maybe 4, I think, actually. Yeah, front, back, top, middle. Yeah, so they're simpler. But yeah, so like obviously HG straightforward. It's when you start going up in the higher grades that they're just more time consuming, more involvement and more enjoyment, because you're spending time to build something, and they all come with little stickers. You get the little like eye stickers as well, so make sure you got your tweezers. And there's lots of like guys and girls with their hobby Gundam accounts on Instagram that I've discovered in recent weeks, and some of the stuff that they do, like I that red one I showed you a little earlier when I took the camera off, the Sasabi. I've seen one of them where, and this is next level stuff. This is way beyond anything I will ever be able to do. But they've got like, you know, little like spinning turbo fans in the middle, and like bits open up and they extend, and you're just like, oh my god! Like you're 5 years old watching the Gundamo for the very first time, and you think it is the absolute ducks chuds, and they are. They really are. It's so good. And I said, everyone seems to be cool. Everyone I've met so far have been really nice, welcoming. You know, everyone has their background in Gunpla. Like, as I said to you before, it's like I've only had like sort of limited exposure to several of the animes, and you know, I've enjoyed them. You know, there's a lot more for me to get through. Like the OG, I've only got through about 6 episodes so far, I think, because I keep on getting distracted by other things. But I want to watch it because, you know, like when you get that thing where you want to watch it to see, you know, because you do get invested in the story, and to think that cartoon was like 40 odd years ago that came out. And that was like before Transformers was a thing. That was before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a thing. Even before Super Ted, I tell you. It's cray, I tell you. Hobby Desk is mostly filled with Heresy Fifths and AOS Skaven. Hey, rat boys. But I was recently financially irresponsible. Buying resin in Nottingham, trying to clear some cube before I start on my new big toy. And which big toy would that be, Mr. Dash Cash? I'm assuming it begins with a T. As the chest on the ashtray looks a bit skull-like. Nice. I've got to do some more with that. My entry. It's all right. As I said earlier, I'm not expecting to win. I'm going in this for laughs. Your shiny new Warlord. Such a great model. And that was like the first. It was the first Titan of the big variety, which had decent instructions. So they're actually probably easier to build a Warlord than it is to do a Warhound or a Reaver, because the instructions for them are shite. They literally used to be like A4 bits of paper, and you weren't exactly like intricate. Because the thing is, with Warhounds in particular, their feet are a freaking nightmare. Because they're multiple parts. Like, one toe section is, you have your front bit, the back bit, then you have the pistons between the front bit and the back bit, and then that goes onto the foot plate, which also has pistons. So it's sticking it all together in a pose. Yeah, it's scary. But Warlords, by comparison, are easy. But it is a lot of work still, because obviously you need to pin and use appropriate adhesives. What Legio will you be going for as well? It's always an important question. And also, if you are not following Lasshammer as yet, just follow her, like and subscribe to her channel. She's recently back into the hobby and is going great guns so far. She's got the stuff, and she's, you know, getting back into painting, hanging out, and telling her story. So we all have a story. Mine's nowhere near as interesting. So definitely check out her channel and give her a sub. Doesn't cost you anything. A little like goes a long way for the algorithm gods. I've looked at the documentation that came with it. It seems relatively straightforward for what it is. Really excited about it. I'm struggling to pick a Legio. Got the name of the engine and Princeps. Long time follower and sub. That is always a thing with Titans. Like when I was building like my AT Titans, a few I had names already, sort of thing, but generally I didn't name them until I was in the building process, because as I'm building it, I'm getting a feel for its character, and it also depends on what Legio you choose as well, because that has an influence about what kind of names you want to go for. But are you going loyalists or are you going traitors? Also, with schemes, I go with the schemes. Like, there's no right or wrong way of, you know, there's no real sort of rules and stuff for the big guys anyway. Like AT, there's rules, but they're more characterful flavour additions to the game. They don't really break the game. There's not really one Titan Legio that you play because it's super awesome. Couple near to it, but they just add a little bit of flavour to your gaming experience, and that's what you want. Because with AT in particular, that is a cinematic type game, so well worth, you know, choosing a nice scheme that you think, yeah, I like painting those colours, it looks cool, and then go for it. I chose, well, originally, it, like you, it was all up in the air with what Legio I was going to go with. At the time, a lot of my friends I'd made were all into Titanicus, the book that Dan Abnett wrote in the early 2000s, and the Legio Invicta. And one of my friends, Nikki, she actually has a Titan named for her in that, Mobius Sire, who is a warhound of Legio Invicta. So I was thinking, oh, I might do my Titan, my Reaver, as Invicta. But there was no description of colour scheme. And I thought, there's no real sort of like information sort of thing. Because like as a hobbyist and readers of books, you like to know what's going on. So I thought, and then it was looking at the old Codex Titanicus stuff. It was always going to be loyalist. You know, I am a loyalist by heart. That's why I play Alpha Legion. It was a picture from the old Adeptus Titanicus or Space Marine or whatever, and basically you see this lone Ignatum warlord facing off against 3 Mortis warlords, and just reading the little things like, you know, the Deathbringer Warlord for the Legio Ignatum that faces off against 3 warlords of Legio Mortis, sort of thing. And you see like little Space Marines running around and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, that's badass. I always remember that picture from way back when. And just thought, that's just so cool. And that's what you want. You want it to be cool. And so it was Ignatum, the Fire Wasps, the first of the Triad Ferrum Morgalis. It's good to you painting again last summer. Oh, see, that's nice. Fans. Loyalist is part of my building the Defenders of the Imperial Palace project, hence the Imperial Fist. Well, I've got Imperial Fists for Legions, so they were my first one that I put up because, again, Ignatum were at the palace, so was Gryphonicus. Well, originally there was only four of them there. So you had Ignatum, you had Gryphonicus, you had Astorum, and you had Defensor. So the lower Gothic names: Ignatum, War Griffins, Warp Runners, and Novigrad. They were the 4 Titan legions that were defending the palace, and then there was like 5 traitor legions. That has now been escalated. There was more, although the Titan death did, you know, kill off quite a few Titans, and that was the whole point of the Titan death, was to stop that amount of Titans turning up to terror. Grew up as a fantasy fan, so my name dubbed the engine Ossis Ruptor, and the princeps is Thane Quill, because I have reference to some of my favourite fantasy characters. That's cool. So to me, Thane is a character from Mass Effect 3. The assassin, the dying assassin alien dude. He was pretty cool. Very laid back, chilled, and then dead. Spoilers for those who haven't played Mass Effect 3 from like 12 years ago. Right, so that's those bits done. Now to do the washy bits. With the... Get that out of the way. Get out of the way! Find me a nice brush. A brush with bristles. A brush for slapping some wash. A little bit of shade. Bad Imperial Latin for Bone Ripper, and the sounds like Franquil. Well, that's the secret with High Gothic, as it's known, is that you don't do direct Latin translations. None of the authors do. So basically, if you think of a word but you think it's cool, so like, I don't know, huntress. Ooh. And you do Latin translation on Google, put hunter in, it will be like venator sort of thing. But underneath you'll have a list of other options of names, so you can go through that and find something that sounds cool, and then you go, that sounds cool, it loosely means that, bang, done. So The only one I can I can think of the top of my head that I'd done deliberately was I was naming one of my Legio Solaria Titans, a Reaver, called it's Case Digus Gis Pratium. Caticus Pratium. Which basically it translates to my sort of. I have a friend that we've adopted each other. Like she's my sister, I'm a big brother, and her name's Gale. So the Caticus is like gale, as in the blowing of wind, or storm. So that's like a variation of what it was, and Pratium is a variation on what the surname is. So it goes together. So Castigus Pratium. So it works. You can do it with virtually anything if you loosely think, but it sounds badass. It looks badass when it's written as well. I can only say, like with Iracundus, who was my Reaver Titan, the one of legend. That was just the name Wraithful. I'm Wraithful. I'm full of Wraith, and that's its name, Wraithful, in Low Gothic, but in High Gothic, Iracundus. I later found out as well it's also a name of a Spanish or Mexican band called Los Iracundos. So I kind of like that. They're not like, I don't, well, they kind of sound mariachi in a way. So it's perfect for him. I love a bit of mariachi. It's all good. Yeah, so I got Ossis Raptor, played with the translation until I was happy with the sound of saying it. There you go. Speaking of spoilers, I was tempted to ask you if you've got to a certain bit in Mech Warrior Clans. Everyone who knows the clan invasion history knows it, but spoilers. Was not Operation Revival, was it? Wasn't that the one they started to the invasion? Just need to set on Colours Leisure. Well, the reason why I chose Imperial Fists to go with my Ignatum was that there'd be too much red as Blood Angels, and white scars. White scares me, as we established earlier on in conversations. So I thought I'd go with the Yellow Peril instead. And to be honest, Imperial Fist contrast paint is wonderful. Well, the whole game is revival-ish, but during it. There's the other operation, which I can't remember the name. When they get their asses kicked. Did they survive the Turkey as well? does need to stand with all my yellow boys, so I guess something complementary to them makes sense. Well, they've got a little bit of yellow. Or you go with Gryphonicus. Because there's lots of inspiration for Gryphonicus, because obviously they've got them down at Warhammer World. Now I cannot see either of some. Sorry about that. As OBS was having a bit of a brain fart there, it seems. I did my Tiny Titans to ignite them. Well, it would be rude not to do a bigger version of them. I did smaller versions of my big ones. Due to the Warhammer World stock, ended up with the Lucius pattern head unexpectedly. Okay. Right, that's there. I'll just give them a little. A little hair dryer treatment. Apologises for the noise I am making. little a little bit of hair dryer. Never hurt anyone. Right. And where's my very giddy about big model, but trying to be disciplined and clear some deck space first. Yeah, just take it easy. There's no rush with it, and it'll all come together soon enough, I would imagine. Get off. I'll call it for now. Mayday's built in green stuff and Avenger needs a walk. Well, take that doggo for a walk. It's earned it and deserves it. And take it easy, buddy. And what is it? It's Wednesday, yeah. So hopefully see you at the weekend. If you're a boot, well, that's when we will be back. I'm going to do these rims and then I'll probably be knocking off as well because work has been a bugger. It's quite busy, you know. Christmas rush coming early. Night, Edwin. Sweet dreams. Our resident Swedish hobbyist. Oops. It's always easier just doing the Until next time. Until next time, my friend. Might pop in if time permits. Well, you know where to find us. Wednesdays and Saturdays from 8 PM GMT. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do the little bell button thingy. There you go. I'm like a proper YouTuber now. We've had lots of talkies today. Gundam, singing, little dudes, titans, the whole shebangs. Why am I singing Black Beauty? Time permits. It's all about time. There, we have done the trims, or the rims. Good bit of rim. Okay. And we'll stick the little Magos dude in the chariot. Right, what is the time? It's just after 10, so that's not bad getting ready. Thank you all for coming to hang out this evening. It's lovely having you all here, and I hope you've enjoyed a little hangout for a couple of hours. Much me rave and rant about Gundam. But yeah, we'll be back on stream on Saturday. Yeah, I don't think I'm up to anything. Saturday from 8 PM as normal. I hope to see you all again there, and happy hump day as well. Well done, you're halfway through the working week for the majority of people that watch. You know, it doesn't mean anything to me. I work weekends. So I hope you have a great deed, a great evening and the rest of the week. And yeah, let's all be cool and groovy and enjoy our hobby. Building Titans, Boating Titans, small dudes, and Judge turns up. Judge, nobody's claimed first, by the way. You want to do that before I go? I'll do a longer stream on Saturdays. Everything's, yeah. Come on. Give me the chance. Nobody's done it. But yes, it's been productive, as we can see. We have the little fellas. The little SOX. Okay, what's it? Light. No, it's not having. No, too small. Get back in there. Oh yes. So groovylicious. I hope you're all groovy and funky and amazing as always. And I will see you on Saturday from 8 PM GMT, 3 PM Eastern Standard Time, plus 1 hour if you are in Europe. Well, close Europe. If you're in far Europe, it might be a bit more, but within 300-400 miles, plus 1. So until we meet again, my friends, adios muchachos, and we'll see you in 3 days' time. That's about right. Take it easy. Bye.